You're going to record on Zoom tonight also?
What's up, folks? It's the Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. You know what's happening? So, like, the Zoom. So, unfortunately, our podcast heard me say this. But what's up, folks? It's the Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Because I'm late on the record button for the video, man. This is Moose, a.k.a. Big House, man, Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Hey! I tell you what, man, we got the usual suspects in the house tonight, man.
The usual suspects.
And I got a feeling that, like, the behind the scenes, like, we're going to be on Vice or something. It's pretty soon, man. Like, it's going to be behind the scenes, man. It's over with, man.
Making the music.
Yeah. Making the band or whatever it was, man.
Yes.
The music, right.
And then we will have to also have a Where Are They Now special, obviously.
For shizzle, man. Hey, I tell you what, man.
It's been 5 years.
Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We got the star of the show, man. The one, the only El Jeezy Mbaku. What's happening?
Man, I'm holding it together, man. Holding it together. Happy to be here, man. Gotta get a lot of stuff off my chest, man.
Hey, man, you the one been the suspect.
Are you mad?
So what? What'd you say, Ron?
Are you going to tell us why you're mad?
Yeah.
Is that happening tonight?
Yes. Definitely going to tell you why I'm mad, son.
Tell me why you're mad, son.
Ron, what are you doing?
Putting my hair in a bun?
That's the universal, never mind.
Nope, it's not. Not today. Because my head hurts and my ponytail's making my head hurt, but I need to have my hair up.
I'm like, the show just started, Ron, but little thing like
No, you're disgusting. I'm just putting my hair in a bun.
Have you seen those You seen those videos on? Is that TikTok or something where the woman gets down and puts her hair up and then she's like getting the remote? Dude be like, damn.
Yes. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh.
Right.
I know he like all leans back and she's like, "Here's the remote. I found it."
Man, that's funny.
Hey man, I tell you what, man. Shout out to our one of our newest neighbors, man. That is like, yo, where's the show, man? Angela. I mean, yeah, but I'm not gonna say your last name, but and you know what I used to call you? You are the original BK. She's the original Big Kahuna, man. The original Big Kahuna. Now here's what she would say. She would say, I'm the original Big Kahuna, but no. She's the original Big Kahuna, man. So shout out to the Big Kahuna, Angie down in Southern Indiana listening. And then Big Gates, man, yes, we back, man. Like, I know we've been messing around, man. Life sometimes gets in the way, but we back, dog. We back.
Gets in the way big time. You ain't never lying.
Hey man, hey, big show tonight, man. Hey, we got so much to talk about. We have not talked about the inauguration. We have not talked about.
Nope.
We have not talked about the Super Bowl.
My gas, huh?
We have not talked about.
The Super Bowl was just yesterday.
What's that?
Super Bowl was just yesterday. 2 days ago.
It was 2 days ago. We haven't talked about it. Hey, what's the name of that movie? American Skin. We have not talked about American Skin. Have we talked about the insurrection even?
I don't even know.
Yeah, we did. We did talk about the insurrection.
Okay. Right. I wasn't sure. We didn't talk about Australia Day.
We talked about how great WandaVision is.
We have not talked about WandaVision, and we are all caught up on. Two of us are caught up on WandaVision.
I'm not.
Moose is not caught up on WandaVision.
You catch up on it?
I don't think so, man.
Moose, sorry, I was pointing to Moose. I was pointing to Moose on my screen.
I feel like I keep falling asleep, even though I love it. Like, I love it, but, it's a lot of dialogue, man. And dialogue puts me to sleep.
Moose, the show is 22 minutes.
I know they're all short episodes.
It's literally 22 minutes.
Dog. 15 minutes of dialogue, I'm like this.
I ain't gonna lie. The first 2 episodes is... Nothing really happens until like episode 3.
Right. The first 2 you watch, like, what's happening?
Yeah. My brother called me and was like, this show's stuck. I'm like, dude, let Marvel tell their story, man. Give it time.
4 hits and you're like, whoa.
And then 5 is like, what the...
I haven't seen it yet. Have I seen it? I don't think I've seen
You
it
haven't
yet.
seen 5?
You haven't seen 4 yet?
Man, I have no idea. I'll put this. Okay, I know when the sister I know when they find a little force field and the sister goes in and she gets blown
That's a
up.
4.
So I've seen that part. That's where I'm at, man, with that.
It's so good, man. It's so many Easter eggs, man. Anyway, go ahead and continue the show, man. I go off on a tangent.
And here's what I was telling you, man. Matter of fact, we can just jump right into it. We can jump right into Bruising Reviews early today, man. Early today, Bruising Reviews, and before we get into like local and hot news. I definitely give WandaVision, from what I've seen, I'm gonna give it 2 brews, only because I'm not to like the fancy part yet. Like I've seen Vision do a little bit. I've seen old girl do a little bit, but I haven't seen them really just go all Avenger out. Like I haven't seen them be Avenger out yet.
Well, it won't do that. This show won't do that. It won't be an Avengers film. Like it won't be a bunch of action. Like you said, it will be heavy dialogue driven. Because WandaVision is basically setting up the next phase of Marvel, is what it's doing. So basically, this is where you'll get the springboard into the Doctor Strange multiverse of madness, where everybody in the MCU, even X-Men, will start showing up in these movies in the Fantastic Four. This is WandaVision is the kickoff point to all of that happening.
They are about to make a whole lot of Skrilla.
They're going to be get the backhoe and just pile in the $100 bills y'all finna get.
Because I already need answers.
I need answers, man.
Like, big time. And for me, I need to know the animosity happening between Agent Trouble and Captain Marvel.
You picked up on that.
You pick up on that? Because I was like, say, huh?
You picked up on it. I swear. That's a little subtle thing that very few people picked up on.
I need to know.
When they said her name, she was like, ugh. And she was like, we're disgusted.
Yes.
But then it turned around and was like, anyway.
And then when all the people started coming back, I was like, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, how they put him back together. You remember that movie?
Yes.
Episode 4, at the very beginning, the snap happened. Everybody came back. The Ash, did you miss that part?
You missed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, Agent Trouble and Captain Marvel got some. They
got some beef.
Animosity going on.
I need to know.
Isn't she the daughter of her best friend? Remember her best friend?
It's Maria's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau's daughter.
Yeah. Well, you know all the names, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, you are an MCU nerd, man.
I am not a comic book nerd, but I am an MCU nerd. Like I literally go on YouTube and like just get all the Easter eggs. Like I missed that. Let me go back and watch it again.
I will say, now's a good time to start watching WandaVision because you got the first 5 episodes. So you don't have to wait for any build up. You can binge watch those 5 in 2.5 hours. By the way,
that's silly.
No, it's not.
It is so good.
And then you'll be hooked. Because I think if I would have watched 1 and then had to wait, I don't know that I would be into it.
A lot of people, I told you, my brother called me after the very first episode. Was like, man, this is stupid. I'm like, dude, it's the first episode. Let Marvel tell their story. Give them time.
But
give them time.
You know that thing, Jeezy. I think that people don't understand. That's how TV used to be, man. Like, you watch the episode and then you had to wait a week to see the next episode, and that's how it goes. And if you look at the style that they're doing it, it's Bewitched, and it's I Love Lucy, and it's the Dick Van Dyke Show. I mean, like those are the premises. Yeah, those are the premises behind that. So right. a lot of people today, if you're not really, man, I'm not sure. I mean, Ron, do you even know what those shows are?
Yes.
But you gotta know what Dick Van Dyke and Bewitched is.
Yes.
How would you know that?
Sure don't know.
because I watched them on TV Land when I was little, along with the Munsters.
There you go.
The Munsters was really my favorite.
And the Munsters, the Munsters older than me, so I mean, so that's not something I saw.
But TV Land was a cool channel. It played all the old shows, and so I'd watch them on there.
I used to watch Dobie Gillis. That's bad.
I never got into that.
But I used to watch that all the time. Nick at Night.
Yeah.
Nick at Night was fabulous.
I mean, that's not even a main kind of like old show.
It's not.
For some reason, I used to love it.
Of course you did.
I mean, that's like B level black and white TV. But I was so into it back then.
That's funny, man.
I don't know why.
That's funny. Hey man.
Yeah. So I get WandaVision zero bruise. Like it's amazing.
I'm with Jeezy.
So I want to get y'all opinion before I get mine on American Skin real quick. What's y'all opinion? Like, what did you think about American Skin?
So I'll go first.
Okay.
I felt like it perpetuated a lot of stereotypes, and I didn't like that. And then a very smart person pointed out to me that maybe that was kind of the point, and I was like, oh.
What stereotypes did it perpetuate to you?
All of them. The angry black man.
Mm-hmm. That was part of the movie. That was part of the movie, though.
Hispanic gangbangers.
Yeah.
Right?
That was part of it.
Assuming that black criminals are violent criminals. Just all of that. I'm like, man, do we have to continue to perpetuate the stereotype? But for this story, yes, we did. And I don't know. I felt like the white officer that was on trial, if you will. I don't know. He didn't feel genuine to me, and I understand he's a character, but did not feel genuine at all. He's sobbing, and the only reason he's crying is because he thinks he's not going to make it home. It didn't feel remorseful. It felt like, what am I supposed to do? Of course I'm going to do what I did, because of course I assumed what I assumed, because that's what happens.
I mean, he even said as much.
He did. I mean, without giving away, that's pretty much what he said. And so, but I do think it's a good movie for people to start having some uncomfortable conversations, especially white people, because I could see pilgrims, if you will, being very uncomfortable with this movie, partially. But I also think that pilgrims are going to be like homegirl Karen on their makeshift jury, who was like, well, he wants to go home to his family too, which, by the way, I totally understand, and I understand that that's what officers are trained to do. However, it feels like white people who are not allies, white people, I'm saying it, would say, well, he got what he deserves. Of course, I think that would be the common consensus of the 45%ers, if you will.
Oh man, that's a. Did you
I like
coin
that
that?
45%.
Did you coin that?
What about you, Mo?
It's all on TikTok.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask the big sis, man. She can put a hat on. The big sis. You can put a hat on and give us your thoughts on. Come in here and give us your thoughts on American Skin, like Behind My Back. That'd be cool. And so I'm gonna get mine first, though. So I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. When I saw the highlights, I was hyped. And then yes, the end is a little lackluster. And then I was mad. I was mad that they gunned him down, because it's like once again, like, you know what, we're going there, we're going hard, and then we back up and we're lax and we try to take care of everybody, and then y'all still kill us. Like y'all still kill us. But I know but I know what. Oh man, it's humongous spoiler alert, didn't I? My bad. But
it's been a long time. We good.
But I
That's
know.
kind of what I think too.
But I for sure I know what Spike Lee was getting at. It was like they, you know what, we not even though we're trying to get justice, we not animals, and these cats are animals, and that's what it came down to. So no, I absolutely love the movie. I loved it. I did. I love the movie, but I was mad how it ended. I was saddened by the display. Now, I do not think that those cats should just ransack the department, just killed everybody. I don't think that either. I don't think that. I don't think that. But you know, maybe maybe the one guy or something. But like, I don't think all of them should have went down like that. I don't. But yeah. But the way the old boy went down, it was wrong, man. So I give it 0 bruise. I give it 0 bruise, and after the fact, I give it 4 shots because you kind of pissed off about it.
That is so real.
I give it 4 shots after the fact.
Here's where I'm at on the movie.
Hey, let's have you hear the show. We're talking about American Skin. It's Jeezy coming up.
It started off, like when Ron says it's a lot of stereotypes. There was, and the stereotype that I took from it was, for whatever reason, they can never put a alpha black male as a lead character. It's always this turn the other cheek. It's always this, I want to do it the right way. It's always, y'all killed my son, but I'm still a janitor at the school. Like, it's all these. I'm going to tell you what I wanted to see. And what the movie presented me. The movie presented me that basically these black dudes are going to take over the jail and have righteous justice. Kind of like the movie, if y'all remember this movie, Law Abiding Citizen. Y'all remember that movie?
I do not.
The same way the dude came. Law Abiding, watch that movie. It's with Gerard Butler, where these people came in the house, raped his wife, and killed his family. And then the dude got off on a technicality. So he decided to take revenge against the whole system. And everybody who was involved in that case had to die. And they died bad deaths. I'm talking about car explosions, all of that. They paid for what they did to his family. So I was automatically going in hoping to see this kind of justice that, finally we'll have a movie where the black man will get his retribution. And even he said as much. He even said on a phone call, why is it that I got to turn the other cheek? When white folks want justice, they go over there and they take it from them. When everybody else wants justice, they take it. But we got to turn the other cheek. But then in the movie, what did you do? You turn the other cheek. When it came down to it, you had the Karen phone call. We saw the pilgrim lady screaming and crying on the phone with the little pilgrim kid. Then all of a sudden you have sympathy, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Kumbaya, let's walk out together. No, you not leaving. I was holding out hope that his boy would just go ahead and get a gun and just pop him in the head at the end of the movie. And be like, no, since you won't do it, I will. The cops was chained up talking junk, and then nobody gets shot. And then the other dude gets shot from the cop, and he still lives like no cops.
Hey, man.
Shot and killed in this movie.
Hey, you know what? And by the way,
I just wanted to say, I respectfully disagree with you.
Hey, folks, that's the big sis in the house, man. Shout out.
Hi. And the reason why is because he had raised his son to be respectful. He had taught his sons the things that we tell people to do. So we know that he was a respectful man that did not want to get in trouble. Yes, he had good friends that stood with him during that, but he didn't want to ruin the rest of their lives. I think seeing his mentor get shot was a turning point for him. It was real. The moment he wanted was for that cop to know what he felt, for that cop to feel the helplessness, the hopelessness that he felt. That was enough for him. He didn't want to see any more bloodshed, because the bloodshed had done nothing but hurt him for the rest of his life. It was absolutely wrong what they did and how they responded. It was absolutely wrong. But that's the juxtaposition which we live in today.
That was a fancy word. Hey, so Jeezy, what's your rebuttal?
My rebuttal is this: is once you kidnap the officer, you all in. Once you go in that man's house, you take him from the captain, and you take him to the police station. I think all bets are off. All your boys have already said they ride with you to the end. They're gonna do what needs to be done. And then when it came down to what needed to be done, you didn't do it. And then so we left to interpret. It's the classic. What I felt like is that for a black movie to get made, we can never go all the way. You can't go in there just killing white folks on camera like that, and the police. You're not going to do it, and that movie will not get made.
What about Django?
Even Birth of a Nation didn't go all the way there.
What about Django?
But the same writer wrote Birth of a Nation.
That's my point. They go 20% there, like, yeah, we're going to have this movie, we're going to show the uprising of the black people, and it's like, when they come out, it's like, yeah, we still going to sing Kumbaya, and we shall overcome, and we need to turn the other cheek, we need to give everybody a chance, we don't need to show that we're the angry black man. We go through all these different things. It's like, no, I want the movie. You know what? I'm pissed off, and you motherfuckers gonna pay. I'm gonna say efforts. You jokers gonna pay. Everybody paid. The only two people that paid the ultimate sacrifice was his son and him. The whole movie.
So does the angry black man?
The two people the movie was about paid the ultimate sacrifice in the movie. Not his executors. They paid nothing. We can assume that he turned on the cheek, but he go back to work tomorrow arresting black people in the white neighborhood. He felt sorry for 5 seconds on camera. That was it. He back to work tomorrow, chilling. The documentary, we can assume it get made. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We didn't see. We just saw him milling it off. I don't know if it got made. So none of the stuff that we hope to happen is like left up to interpretation. And at least give me some wording at the end to say some end credits like, this cop decided to lead the force and join. Make something up. Make me happy at the end. Like, no, this cop did change his life. I got nothing. I just got him laying on the floor, bleeding to death. That was it.
2 things. The documentary did get made because the documentary was American Skin. American Skin is the documentary.
I did not know that.
Yep. At the end on the CD, it says American Skin. That's the documentary the kid made.
Yeah, but where did it go?
To the Netflix world. 2, this is weird because I kind of agree with you because let's think about Taken, which made a ton of money. People still quote it to this day. Liam Neeson is a white dude. His daughter gets kidnapped and he tortures and murders people.
The whole movie,
and he gets to take his daughter home. He gets to rescue her and take her home. He says, I will find you. And I will kill you.
I will kill you.
And he does.
And he killed everybody in the movie.
Everybody.
But so you don't think that the Kumbaya moment is not the reality of what we deal with? Come on. Now, I'm not advocating this. I'm not advocating this, but, sometimes I wonder why George Zimmerman is still alive.
Right. No. Jeezy always says that. Jeezy always says that.
It's because
and just different things like that. I'm not advocating it.
We take the abuse. We take the abuse and we like, but I want to be better than that. No, what? No. Sometimes I don't want to be better than that. I want to be in the mud with you. I want to be just as low down, as dirty, conniving, scheming. But we'll do it to each other, though.
Hey,
we'll seek retribution on each other. Somebody kill your homeboy.
Hold on, Jeezy. Just like I told you, man. Like, is it? I feel like this is Moose, aka Big Cast, man. Having his radio show me out listening to, and I feel like that. I feel like it's okay that the narrative is that we have a conscience and that we're okay and that we are not trying to burn down the village every single time.
Boots, we don't have that when it comes to each other. We don't have that same resentment. You know why? We don't see each other like that. That's the problem. We look at each other as less than. So that's why we seek retribution. If somebody was to come kill one of your homeboys, you want to ride out on them. We fear blood. They killed Craig, but they shot his brother. And what did they do? They went to ride on them fools, right? Because they black.
Hey,
you ain't gonna see them jokers going.
Hey, I tell you. Hey, hold on, real quick. I tell you, real quick. So American Skin, Jeezy, how many brews do you give it, real quick?
I give it 5.
Oh, so
they ain't ruined it for me, man.
You weren't a fan. Okay.
They ruined it. They ruined the whole movie for me, man. They ruined it, because it's like I want you to go there. I want you to show that, you know what, man, we ain't gonna take this crap no more. But yet, yeah, we are. We gonna take this crap.
Hey, so real quick, I
want Killmonger justice.
Run. How many brews you give it?
3.
Okay. All right. And then B Big Sis, before you go, how many brews you give it? 1 brew.
And the 1 brew is just to get through it.
Yeah, so it might take that.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Hey, y'all be on the lookout for what's the name of that podcast y'all doing? Ladies Talk, man. Hey, be on the lookout for Ladies Talk, man. It's coming out soon, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have Ladies Talk, and then we're gonna have Men Lives Matter.
Be on the lookout for it. Heavy Hitters Radio
March
Show.
2021.
Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Hey, so all right, so it was something you were saying earlier, man, about the movies, you know, about how the fact that there is not a lot of retribution from the black community in movies, right? And
on other races of people, we'll have retribution on ourselves in every movie. We'll go around blasting us in every movie. Retribution. Did somebody do something to your family? We go shake them down, take them out. But if the character's of a different race, yeah, we're not doing it. So it's like, well, you know, I had a rough childhood, you know, put the crying lady on the phone. You know, it just, I don't know. When that part, man, I wanted to cut the movie off because I knew it was gonna happen. Like when you see that movie, it was on Quibi, Free Ray Sean.
No.
Same thing, similar kind of movie. He was framed, set up by the cops. You know, so all the stuff with his family. Then, you know, he's streaming it. Talking about they trying to frame him and all that kind of stuff. And then the movie, guess what? He did. So, you know, the cops try to save him. They still killed him. Same thing. It's like, dude, like, come on, for real. Can't win, bro.
This is what it's like to be in a toxic relationship that you just can't get out of.
Can't get out of it. But yet, they got a show called Hunters on Amazon Prime where the Holocaust members go around killing Nazis. That basically when they came to America, they found out that a lot of them Germans came to America too, living regular lives. They're like, oh no, we're gonna get y'all back for this. Yeah, that movie was made. And they run around and they killed all the Nazis they get their hands on. Yeah, but then we make, you know, Birth of a Nation. Yeah, we're not going all the way. But we go 50%. I'm nervous about the movie that's coming out Friday. I'm nervous about that one.
What's that?
The Judas and the what's the Black Panther movie coming out Friday?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of what he said. Yeah.
Judas and the Black Messiah?
Yeah. Now, a movie that y'all should watch is called One Night in Miami. That was good.
I saw parts of that.
That was good.
What's the name of it?
One Night in Miami.
Malcolm X movie.
Yeah, Malcolm
Oh
X,
yeah, that was good.
Sam
That was good.
Cooke. Great. That's Zero Bruce. I love Jim Brown. I love y'all doing all this cutting. If I get cut with a knife, y'all smoking the ass whooped.
I mean, that's the truth. You know what I'm
That was
saying?
good.
That's the truth for sure.
Now I'm reading about Judas and the Black Messiah, and I want to watch it.
And that's the same actor that was in Slim, Queen and Slim too. By the way, so he's a pretty good actor. Like the dude. Hey guys,
Daniel Kaluuya.
you guys listen to his radio show, man. Hey, I tell you what, you know what it's time for? It's time to run that news, man.
Let's run all kinds of news. I don't even know where to start because I don't even know where we left off. Kim and Kanye are not getting a divorce.
Shout out to Tom Brady, man, being the Super Bowl champ, man, MVP, seven rings, man. He's a GOAT for real.
Yeah, man. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. Dr. Dre's wife wants to question the alleged mistress. That won't end well. The Chiefs' coach was suspended.
Wait, pause.
And time is out.
Pause.
Listen, I gotta run it fast. We got lots.
No, pause.
Close what?
What?
I want to know what you talking about. Dr. Dre's wife wants to do what now?
Yeah, so there is this alleged mistress. Okay, so you know Dr. Dre and his wife are getting a divorce, and there was no prenup, right? We talked about this part. So now there is this alleged mistress. Nicole, his wife, wants to question said alleged mistress, talking about, did he buy a house for her? Did he do this and that? So right now, the big question is, Nicole, his wife, says that so there's multiple alleged mistresses. One of them bought a $2.15 million home in 2019 and just like paid for it. And so she wants to know if Dre purchased the home. Because, you know, how many people have $2 million just chilling that you can just pay for a home and then like still have money left over, right? So we're not sure. The depositions are happening now. So because of this question, Nicole's like, well, what else did he buy these women?
I mean, wait, real quick. You can't run it down. But like, I mean, like, there's no prenup. I feel like it's nah. Hey, goodbye. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, because remember, they got together. They were together long before he was famous, and they did not sign a prenup.
The thing is the only way he can win this is if he just drags it out till she run out of money. You just keep getting motions after motion.
She's not paying. You know what? Is Dre on the other side? Them lawyers are not charging her. They are waiting on the settlement big enough so they can take a chunk of that. So she ain't paying nothing. So they can keep that going forever and ever and ever.
I don't know. Maybe she's just croak or something. I don't know. But this is ridiculous.
And you know what I always say? Like I always say to those women, I'm like, so you want me to pay all these legal fees? That's gonna make me have less money to pay you. You know what I'm saying? Like settle, like name a number so it can be done with.
I'm filing bankruptcy and I'm liquidating all my assets. I'm putting it into an overseas trust fund. I'm doing whatever I gotta do to hide it. I'm hollering at Donald Trump. I'm hollering at all these rich people like, how y'all do it, man? Somebody will be like, they probably just kill him. At this point.
Yikes.
Yeah, Ron, you gotta die.
Wow.
Yeah, for real. Oh, yeah, for real. Like, there's no excuse to be that greedy. I get why OJ did it. I get it. I understand OJ. I don't agree with, but I understand.
What's that?
Whoa.
That's a lot, man.
You're not entitled to all this stuff. And he got married in the state of California, which is like birds. That's the worst state to get. I mean, that's just like the worst state to be rich in this.
Right.
Hey, man.
Aunt Jemima is officially.
No. The Chiefs. You ain't the Chiefs. What is that?
You want me to go back to the Chiefs? Okay, so one of their coaches, Britt Reed, has been suspended. He was involved in the car accident that has put a young girl in the hospital. She is in critical condition.
She was 5 years old.
She was 5. Yeah, well, she is 5. So
was he drunk?
He has admitted to drinking and taking Adderall before the car crash. And it was a 3-car crash. It was around 9:00 on Thursday night. So the girl has major brain damage, including swelling and internal bleeding. She has not woken up since the crash.
He does.
Yeah. So he's out. I am certain that will happen.
You know what's sad?
He's currently on administrative leave.
You know what's sad about that, man, is Andy Reid's other son, died of an overdose a few years back, man, drug overdose.
Yeah, 3 years ago, yeah.
And now this son, man, that is a sad situation for them to be in, man. Like for real, man. You coming off a Super Bowl win last year, and you go back to the Super Bowl, and then you got all this nonsense going on. It's like, dog, y'all need to sit down somewhere. What do some of them sisters say? You need to take several seats. You ever heard him say that? You need to take several seats, man, because that's ridiculous, dog. Ridiculous. Hey, man, you guys listen to Every's Radio.
It's bad. I mean, it's really, really bad.
Yeah, but the thing is, with him being a position coach, if they thinking he ain't got the money, he ain't got. He ain't no head coach. He probably a strength and conditioning coach or something. I don't know what he is. He ain't got that kind of money.
He's an outside linebacker coach.
Yeah, so he probably make at what do you think moves at best 75,000, 100,000 at best.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
Right, maybe.
Probably yeah. He probably maybe making 100,000.
Right. Yeah, no. He's for sure in trouble. And shout out to Andy Reid, man. He seems like a good guy, man. I know his children struggle, but he seems like a really good guy. So, man, shout out to him and the Kansas City Chiefs, man. And my hope is that 5-year-old pulls out and she's cool. She makes it throughout life, and that this guy, that was responsible, pays for his actions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just kind of how that goes down, man. Hey, so you know what? We Big Gates hit us up with a great question, man. I know you're doing the news right now, but what was that question? He hit us up about the vaccine. Like that's something we need to talk about, guys. What do you guys think about the vaccine? There's Moderna out there. There's Pfizer out there. There's Johnson & Johnson coming online soon. What is your candid opinion on it? And don't be afraid. We're gonna get some backlash no matter what you say. So, what you think, Jeezy?
Here's my thought on the vaccine. I think that the news, because they want you to take it, there's an agenda behind it. Because you have all these people took the vaccine, and then they died a couple of days later.
It's only a couple. It's only a couple. It wasn't a bunch. It was like 2.
But see, Mo, that's my problem. You remember back in I don't know, April, it was just a couple of cases. Everybody was freaking out. So you should still have the same level. It's like, wait a minute, dog. Everybody ain't took it. So just a couple dying from a vaccine when so few people have taken it. Expand those numbers out to over 1 million people taking it, and then all of a sudden you got, I don't know, 10,000 people die from taking it. Is that a risk you willing to take? You want them 10,000? That's not a good. You know what I mean? That's not a good average, man.
That's not a good average.
You know what I mean? That's the problem that I have with it, and the problem is the news is not covering it. Hank Aaron took the virus. Hank Aaron was fine. Took the shot. He was dead a week later. Oh, he died of natural causes. No, what? No, he didn't. Larry King took the vaccine. Guess what? He died a couple days later. Oh, it was natural causes. What? Huh? Cheney, all these people taking this vaccine, they dying a couple days later. Ain't nobody saying nothing. It's like, oh, they just, natural causes or whatever the case may be. But they're not, to me, they're doing the public a disservice because they're not handling the vaccine the same way because they want you to take it the same way they handling the virus. Because they want you to take it, they want you to seem safe when there's clearly flaws in the virus. There's clearly flaws in it.
Man.
Because you rushed the vaccine in 12 months. When the first pandemic first started, they said 16 to 18 months to get a vaccine. Actually, they said 18 to 24 months, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it 24 months?
Yeah, no.
And that's bad. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that it's still risky. Like I think it's too risky, dog. I still wouldn't take it right now.
I go back and forth between I want some sort of way to fight off the virus if I get it, but the more I think about it, the more I'm just so unsure. So, recently I heard that the vaccine may only be good for 3 months, which is the same window you get for your antibodies after you test positive for COVID. So my mom is a healthcare professional. She has been my whole life. And so when I was little, I was one of the first kids to get the chickenpox vaccine. It was great. I didn't have chickenpox when I was little, except now, and this has probably come out maybe within the last 10 years. Now they're saying, well, if you got the chickenpox vaccine as a child, you will likely have shingles much worse as an adult. And I'm just saying, I would have rather had chickenpox than have horrible shingles when I'm older. No, thank you. So, hello. And there was years of testing on that vaccine. But of course, we didn't know because we didn't have 20, 30 years of this vaccine being in people's bodies. We didn't know how it was going to affect them.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, what if? I don't want intensified shingles because I got the COVID vaccine too.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, man. You know what? You have very valid points throughout your whole. That might have been classified as a tirade.
I know it's because I'm really nervous to have shingles.
Yeah, I guess they hurt from what
the thing is, man. The problem that I have is that there is no one on TV, at least that I've seen, on mainstream media, telling people, say, you know what, to fight COVID-19, take some zinc, some vitamin C, 1,500 milligrams, try to live a healthier lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like none of that natural solution remedies are being pushed. None of that. And I find it to be just like everything is now automatically, let me get a shot, let me take a pill, let me do this. Like, no, man, how about, take your vitamins, get out and exercise, get your, make sure that you're not, all the things that you can do easily. Instead of, and then if the worst case scenario, you need the vaccine, then the vaccine. But let's do these steps. And that should have been preached. That should have been being preached before the vaccine even was an option. Do these steps. Just how they was promoting washing your hands. Remember that all of that stuff, like wash your hands and this social distance. They promoted all of that, but they wasn't promoting vitamin C, zinc, all the things you can take. They weren't promoting that. imagine what we would be if they promoted vitamins and taking that stuff just the same way they was promoting social distance and the mask. But, you know, I'm just Jeezy.
Okay, but can we continue social distancing even after the pandemic is over?
I'm with that.
Please.
I agree with you on that.
Say
I would
what
like
now?
for the little stickers at the grocery store to stay. I'll stand on my sticker, you stand on your sticker, because why in the world were people all up on you in line at the grocery store prior to this pandemic? It's uncomfortable, okay? So let's stay 6 feet apart in line.
Hey man, you guys didn't have his radio show,
Please.
man. Run and Jeezy are ranting on some very, very, very important topics. And man, shout out to.
What's your views on the vaccine, Moose? What's yours?
Hold on. Shout out to the Big Gates. Man, he's listening. Man, he is commenting. He has his opinion on everything we're talking about, man, and even giving suggestions. Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Big Gates, man. Shout out, yeah. You guys, you cool with shouting them out?
Yes.
So what's your opinion on the vaccine, Moose?
I tell you what, man. I go on record to say that I've never had a what do you call that? A flu vaccination, never. But I had the little mark on my arm, from polio vaccine, and I got all the other ones. I mean, it's one of those things, man, where I think that, if my number's up, like enough people now have had it, right? Enough people now have had it where I feel a little more comfortable. Matter of fact, I don't know, they say 700,000 people in Indiana or something. I can't remember what the number was, but it's almost getting to the point where I understand, and the same thing. You know what? Even if I have this vaccine, I still gotta wash my hands, still gotta wear a mask, still gotta stay apart from people. I mean, it's the same thing, man. I'm not sure why, and I'm gonna bring this up right now. So the United States is still splintered. It's still messed up. You guys ready for this? This is news.
Yes.
This is Moose news. So Morgan Wallen, who is a country singer, right? He was on Saturday Night Live a couple weeks ago. He was supposed to be on there like before during the pandemic early, but they saw him at a bar kissing a girl and drinking beer and all that. So they banned him because he wasn't in the bubble. So this week he's out partying somewhere. He's walking into his crib and he says, "Shut up, you PAN." I'm gonna send somebody over there to whoop your A. And so the video caught this. So when the video caught this, of course, Spotify, all the streaming services, everybody shut him out. Like, hey, you know what? No more Morgan Wallen.
Wait. He said he had a video. Your mic is like real low. I could barely hear you.
Real quiet.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. My bad.
It's because you're half asleep.
Yeah. You're real low. So he said BAN.
He said no.
To a woman.
He said no. He was talking to something like a dude. He's talking to some dude. And he said, "Hey man, you know what? Hey man, I'm gonna send somebody to beat up your. I'm gonna send somebody to beat up that PAN.
Punani.
Yes.
Abstract Ninja.
Yes.
How old is this dude?
Morgan Wallen. He's in
27.
his 20s. He's in his 20s. Yeah, he's in his 20s.
Okay. And so finish your story. Then I'm gonna get my opinion on that.
So anyway, all right, so like, Spotify, everybody shut down his music. We're not selling his music no more. His music group gave up on him, fired him, the whole deal. Today in the news, dude has sold his music has gone up 1,200%. 1,200%. Not being on Spotify, not being on, YouTube, none of that. Like, everybody took him off. But his music has sold 1,200%. What does that tell the commoners like us. Ron, you want to go first?
Yeah. Tells us the exact same thing that the election told us.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Here's my issue with this whole. There's a lot of issues I have with this whole situation. Here's one of them. So now, y'all know because I downloaded TikTok in a moment of weakness during the pandemic, and I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. So now, the whole thing is. People are like, I stand Morgan Wallen. He should be able to say that. Blah, 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 blah. You guys say it all the time. And I'm not with that. I mean, you guys know how I feel about the N-word. It makes me uncomfortable just to hear it. I don't even like when you guys say it. It makes me uncomfortable. Ninja was bordering on uncomfort.
Jeezy, what are your thoughts on Morgan Wallen and him saying the P-A-N?
I got a couple of questions. Was the guy he was referring to black or white?
You know what?
Do we know that?
All you see is Morgan Wallen and his buddy, and he's talking to somebody off camera.
Correct.
So we don't know if the guy he was referring to was a black guy or a white guy. We don't have that.
Does that matter?
Yes, it matters.
Okay.
Because I asked earlier, I asked a specific question. I asked how old he was.
I will.
And you guys told me he was in his 20s, right? So, being in his 20s, that means he grew up in the 90s. Well, the 2000s was like his growing up age.
Yeah, he's 27. He was born May 13th, 1993.
So he grew up, and his wheelhouse of middle school was 2002, 3? Roughly 13 years old will be what?
2006.
So 2006 is his 13th birthday. That's about what, 7th grade? No,
Yeah.
the 7th grade. All right. So we all know that hip hop in the 2000s, really the 90s, from 90s to 2000, he grew up in that generation of music. It's safe to say that he has used that word with black friends because Moose, we have been around people who've been younger than us, whether we liked it or not. It was a chance. We was at Bubba's, if you remember that night, at Bubba's on the South Side with Cousin Rob, and the young cats was throwing that word around amongst other black kids like it was nothing. I was like, you remember that night?
I remember being there. Yeah, that's the first night you met Cousin Rob.
So what I'm saying is, I have to know, number one, the race of the person he was talking to, and it could have been just a phrase that he uses as if the same way that me and Moose would use it towards each other. This is what I'm saying. So
I just don't think it's okay ever for a white person.
It's not okay. What I'm saying is, it's not okay. However, that generation that's younger than us, amongst each other, they say it all the time. They do. To each other, the white kid, it's just the word that they use.
It's messed up.
Same way that we use it. It's Bruce. What I'm saying is, it's still messed up, but in that generation, they allow it more so than say you or I would allow it.
There's no question they do it. I mean,
it's just,
as a matter of fact,
I don't agree with this mess up, but so then to fast forward to his music sales, we knew that was going to happen because anytime, number one, people who probably don't know who this dude is, all of a sudden you hear this, now you want to hear his music. So now you're gonna seek out to find his music to see what it is his music is even about.
Right.
I don't know who this dude is. To be honest, I don't know who he is.
Hey guys, this is Never's Radio Show.
We just seen tweets from Joe Burrow, the Bengals quarterback, when he was like a freshman in high school singing rap lyrics and putting it on Twitter and dropping the N-word.
I did not see that.
That was all. On his draft day, all them quarterbacks, they in that age group, man. Where they listen to hip hop, they listen to that music, man.
Okay, so we give a
If
pass.
we're going to talk about quarterbacks, did you see Tom Brady's MAGA hat?
That was 5 years ago.
I don't care.
That was news 5 years. That was an old picture from like I remember when that first happened. When Trump.
I remember people talking about it.
That was from when Trump was about to run.
Yeah, it was 2016 when it was during his first campaign.
So you know what?
I know, but it has resurfaced now that he has won the Super Bowl again.
Everything resurfaced.
People don't do their research, and he even came out and said, "I did support him during the first presidential election, and then things got really weird, and it was too much for me."
Yeah.
That's crazy,
he said it when it first happened. He was like, "He's a friend of mine." This is when Trump was still cool. He didn't go full.
Before he was like a psycho.
Yeah, this was like in the primaries when that happened. He had in his locker room. I remember that. That was like August. That was like training camp when that was in his locker thing.
I never heard it, but then I saw it going around, and I was like, "That's not from a Super Bowl." So I looked it up. It was 2016.
Yeah, people. I mean, people like to. I mean, anything you're doing live, they got video footage. They'll resurface it.
Of course. Because then I thought maybe it's photoshopped. Maybe somebody photoshopped that.
He's a Republican. So I mean, like, I'm not mad at him for being a Republican. Just he likes the party. Man. So I mean, that was his candidate. He liked it more than Hillary.
So,
but
all right, guys. So real quick, man, Bill Gates has made an accusation that that they're giving away free weed in Vegas. I don't think that's happening. What do you guys think about that?
Free weed for what?
What's happening in Vegas?
In exchange for taking the vaccines.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't smoke weed, so I don't have
that affinity.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's very funny to me. I gotta put more stuff in. Hey, so all right, guys, Heavy's Radio Show. All right, you got any more Run That News?
So much more.
All right, go.
Let's move to Aunt Jemima. Since we're on the hot topic of race, Aunt Jemima's out. Pearl Milling Company is in. So if you remember, in the wake of George Floyd, lots and lots of companies came out and they said, how can we be more culturally responsive? And one of those companies, the Pepsi company, said, let's get rid of Aunt Jemima. So now officially Aunt Jemima has been let go. And Pearl Milling Company is in. And while it's not a white person on the label, seems like a pretty white thing to me. We'll see. Bottle looks the same. The label is the same. It's just not Aunt Jemima's face, and it's not Aunt Jemima's name.
Okay. First of all, this is why in those rooms they need to have black people in the room when they make these decisions. Like you over the years, you rebranded Aunt Jemima a few times.
Several.
So all you had to do was call.
Because she went from like Harriet Tubman,
to
like,
kind of,
1980s black aunt.
And there's nothing wrong with a black aunt. So what you could have done was you could have said, "No, what? We don't call it Aunt Jasmine," and make her a 40-ish, 50-year-old black woman, and call it Aunt Jasmine Syrup. Just change the name.
I want some Aunt Jemima.
Am I wrong, boo?
Aunt Jemima is so delicious. No, I mean, as long as it tastes the same, I don't care what the name of it is.
But do you use Quaker pancake mix with Aunt Jemima? How does that work?
You could have rebranded it. Still use a black person. Gave her an updated name to fit the times and call it Aunt Jasmine. make her a 2000s grandmother.
That's cracking me up. Oh no, she'd be too fly. She'd be in that. You guys seen that video where it's like there's some kind of song, and then all of a sudden it like turns red, and like they're like being real sexy in the doorway. It'd be like that.
Something like that.
Challenge.
It was it
What I'm
called?
saying is like, so now you got Pearl.
Silhouette challenge.
What was his name? Pearl Starkenmeyer. What is it?
Pearl Milling Company.
Yeah, come on, man.
It says that was the original ready-made pancake mix. You can
They
see,
sell.
you can see
they
how
sell
well
from
it
the
did. None of us have ever heard of it.
Yeah,
They
man.
sales from the drop, and Aunt Jemima be back. I guarantee that.
I mean, just just name recollection alone. Hey man, Heavy His Radio Show. You guys are listening, man. We got people commenting. We got people commenting on all kind of stuff, man. Here's Smingo. I'm gonna look and see what he's got. Hey, so hey Ron.
We have two more things I definitely want to talk about.
All right, do that thing then.
Okay, so let's go to the Super Bowl streaker. So this man, let me find his name. Yuri Andrade. He took a prop bet that there would be a streaker on the field at the Super Bowl. So, it had 750 odds for there being a streaker. So he ended up taking the bet and then became that own streaker to ensure that it happened. He won $375,000 off that bet. And so far, he's had to pay $1,000 to get himself out of jail. I mean, who's the real winner here?
Duh, I would have done it.
Hey man,
If I'd have known that. So my thing is DraftKings going to honor the bet though? I guess they have to.
yeah, I mean, why wouldn't
I mean, the bet was, will there be a streaker on the field? He took the bet and he made it happen.
He's an idiot because he told the story. I would have told that story.
Right.
Until I had money in. He probably got money in the hand, and I'd have cashed out and then be like, oh, yeah, by the way, I was a streaker. I took the bet.
Right. Right, because they have not paid him yet.
Or I would have said nothing. I'm not saying anything. Like that's the problem with everybody nowadays. Everybody won't talk.
Right.
Moose said, "Mum's the word, yo."
I was just going to say it again. Mum's the word, man. Hey,
It's the word, man. I'm not saying nothing, dog.
Hey man, hey, Heavy His Radio Show. Hey, I was watching some show with D-Big Sis, and they were talking about porn. Like some guy said something about porn. It was on Netflix, and I told the Big Sis, like, Moose, I really can't get into like especially black porn because they look so much like my family members, man. Like it's not enticing at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not into it. Everybody's frozen. Huh?
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean it's the case, man. Like I just can't get into it. She was cracking up, and so I think it's one of those things where everybody's palate is kind of what their palate is, right? So all right, guys, you listen to this radio show, and so we talk about lots and lots of things. We talk about movies. We talk about as a matter of fact, I want to talk about this thing I got for Christmas. I want to do a brew review quickly on one of my Christmas presents. I love it. Like I give it 0 brews, but like the battery life is only like 7 minutes. I got a drone, like a drone, camera drone, the whole thing.
You should have led with the fact that you got a drone.
What's that?
You should have led with the fact that you got a drone.
Yeah, I got a drone.
Love it. It's so much fun. 7 minutes of fun, actually, till the battery runs out.
But then the battery runs out in 7 minutes. It's like...
7-minute drone?
And you know,
you're putting up what I'm putting down.
Here's what's funny. You know, the average time to make love to a woman, from what I understand, is 7 minutes. So you're supposed to be start to finish supposed to be 7 minutes. Done. Like that's the clinical. That's the clinical. Like that's the clinical time.
No. What a letdown that would be.
I mean,
depends on what you're holding.
It's a powerful 7 minutes. Yeah. No. What do you guys think?
I mean, if you're under some pressure, I guess, but
Why you got so
That's how
quiet?
the Senate run.
What's that?
If a woman frees herself in less than 2 minutes, nobody says a word. The man actually feels great about that accomplishment. Like, dang, she got up in 2 minutes. I'm king dingling over here. But then, for a man to do all of a sudden he weak. Like, nah, you got that good.
No, I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that the man is then weak.
Because I've been sitting at your house for 2 hours with a rock solid cucumber. You done played with me for 2 hours. I didn't watch this movie hard. All of a sudden, when I get a course, it's gonna be like that. It was hard when I showed up.
So as you text me, soon as you text me Netflix and chill, I'm like, yeah. It was like well, when you're a young man.
You up?
That's hilarious, man. Hey, guys, you listen to this radio show, man. What's up?
That's a badge of honor.
That's hilarious, man. Hey, so all right, guys, real quick, man. So we're still in the middle of this pandemic, and now we have what, a couple strains, man. We got 3. So we got the United States one. Well, we got the Wuhan. We got the Kung flu, like old boy talked about. And now we got the Kung flu with a European grip on it, right? And then we got the Kung flu with South African pieces. What do you guys think about that? What's the reason that's still happening? And are we ever going to get over this thing?
No, we're never going to get over it. But what's funny is they're trying to come up with new names for these strands, so it won't be racial. They'll be racially. So they're trying to be racially insensitive. This is where we are in the world right now. So all the strands, they're trying to give them like European or African like names. So they call them SP 225 or whatever they come up with some names for them, so they won't be catchy.
So, but there are guidelines to naming viruses, and the CDC changed the guidelines in the 80s so that it would never be named after the country of origin.
Oh, that's good news right there, Ron. Dang.
So it's COVID-19 because COVID is some sort of abbreviation.
It's always been around, yeah. Yeah, it's always been SARS.
That I don't even know.
And SARS 19 means 2019, right?
Correct. Yep, because it started in 2019. Correct. So the technical name of these viruses is now what we're using, and that is like what SARS. We should be.
Yeah, it's like SARS,
right.
something, so and
right.
so. Yeah.
The Spanish flu. It was named the Spanish flu. Obviously, that was over 100 years ago. Since then, we have established the CDC and the WHO, and we have come up with guidelines to naming viruses. So that guideline specifically was changed and named around the 80s of not naming a virus after the country of origin.
All right, and man, that totally makes sense to me. Like, even though, even though I enjoy saying the Kung flu, like our previous president, only because it's funny. Like, I just can't imagine that the president of the United States caused a blooming at that point a blooming pandemic, the Kung flu.
Right.
It just makes me so happy, man. I'm not sure why, but it does. But I'm glad, man. Shout out to all the healthcare workers, that are being safe and taking care of the people, man. And obviously, a moment of silence daily for the over 400,000 people that have passed away due to the coronavirus pandemic. So, hey, man, the heavy hitters for sure. Salute y'all. And we about to get ridiculous here for the last 15, 20 minutes. So we apologize. We did our due diligence, but now you know what I'm saying. Now it's time to do our thing. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. So listen, man. Buddy of mine called me the other day. He's like, yo, I'm not sure what's going on with me, but he caught a cramp in his nutsack. You know what I'm saying? He caught a cramp in his nutsack. Just on one side, and it was smashing his testicles. So
It wasn't testicular torsion
what is that?
when your balls get twisted inside your nutsack.
No. He said he caught a cramp.
Pause. 1 second.
When the actual testicle inside the scrotum gets twisted around.
Wait. I want to acknowledge something here. Ron has come a long ass way from when she first started on the Heavy Hitters radio show.
You guys have influenced me.
Ron just came out and said that's when your balls get twisted up in the sack. 4 years ago, Ron would never even say anything remotely like that.
Are you kidding me? The first night on this show, I talked about my golden box of gratitude.
Yeah, but that was like that was like your out the box thing that you never said nothing even remotely close to that.
You're right. And that night, it just came to me, and it was just brilliant.
You didn't participate in any ratchet games, any of our hip hop challenges. None of that. Now she's saying when your balls. She didn't even use the technical term. She said when your balls get twisted up in your sacks. She went straight Hallville. All right, my bad. Continue with the story.
No, you cool. Hey, so what you guys? I mean, is that a? He called me. I'm like, dog. I said, I felt pain, in my stomach because I've had some testicular trauma. But like when you get testicular trauma, it's in your stomach, He said, dog, it hurts him. It hurts down there. It hurts in my stomach. It hurts him all over the place. What do you guys think he can do for that?
Doctor, not called Moose. Moose is a doctor, even though he played one of the heavy hitters.
Yeah. Hey man, that was fantastic.
I mean, he obviously needs a massage. Duh.
You obviously need to take your ass to the doctor. Like, what are you doing? Why are you calling me? My first, like, what you want me to do? Hold your nuts and see what's going on? Want you to call? No, I'm a doctor. I'm not the nutsologist.
The nut specialist. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not that.
Yeah. Go to the doctor, bro. You might get that checked out, man. Can you pee? How's your pee? How's your urine?
No,
Is it bloody?
He said everything was good. I told him though. I did tell him to get some heat on them. I was like, are they hanging or are they solid? He goes, man, solid, like cramped. Like, how did your nut sack get cramped?
Conversation with a dude.
What's that?
But I'm not having moves. I love you, man, but you come and talk about your nuts. I'm like, man, go to the doctor.
Those are intimate testicular questions for sure.
I'm trying to fix my man. Like, I want him to be happy, man.
No, fix your man. Hey, go to the doctor, bro.
Hey, man, I am Moose. Moose, a.k.a. Big House, radio show MD. Like you said. I just play one on the radio show.
Right, Moose MD.
Hey, so I'm tickled by that.
He's a dictologist.
No, I don't think
Gross.
so.
Okay, but like, what do you say? You call your doctor and you say,
a pediatrologist.
No,
Right.
my left nut is cramping. Please help. Like, what do you say?
That could be ball cancer, man. Like, for real, get that checked out, man. For real. You need an MRI.
Okay, but in all fairness, testicular cancer is generally young men between the ages of 24 and 32.
You don't know how my buddy.
But it is young men.
You don't know how my buddy was. He got a cramp in his nutsack. I just never heard that. I never heard of a situation like that, like a cramp in your nutsack.
Did you ask him what he was doing prior to the cramp?
Yes, and I'm not going to discuss it. Well, I'll tell you, he's older. He is an older gentleman, and he was going for number 2. So he had one, going for number 2, and then cramp in his nutsack.
It could be a hernia.
Can you hernia testicles?
And a hernia, it's just something. You get kicked in. I don't know. He need to go to the doctor. That's what he need to do. If he's an older gentleman, his balls he probably sat on one of them or something, yeah.
Hey, I will say this, by the way. I will say this to our neighbors out there, man. Hey, all your neighbors, man, black, white, or other, you guys need, especially fellas, you need to start getting checkups and stuff. even when you're young, you get hurt, man, get that stuff fixed. Because when you get older, it comes to fruition. So please,
And that's the truth.
hey man, listen to Moose when I tell you, when you hurt something young, get it fixed young, so that when you get older, it still works and everything's cool. All right, Heavy's radio show, man. All right, so man, I saw where Evander Holyfield might be making a comeback. So you got Evander Holyfield making a comeback. We had Tyson and what's his name, man, with the chickens. How come I can't think of his name? I liked it. Roy Jones Jr. and Roy Jones Jr. They fought here recently. What do you guys think about these older fighters or run, in your case, older athletes coming back and what's his name? Like both Mike Tyson is like in his 50s. Matter of fact, both of them in their 50s, and so is Evander Holyfield. What do you guys think about that?
I guess if you can still fight and people go pay to see it, then do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend fighting no young cat. But it's like Snoop says, like your two uncles fighting, yo. So I mean, the odds of them getting hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't got that much power,
right? Man,
isn't that called something like old man strength?
Yeah, but it's old man on old man strength. It ain't like young man, like young 20-year-old beating the crap out of some old dude.
Right, exactly. It's two cats. So the adrenaline is not the same. The feeling's not the same. You know.
I don't know. I think that. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that having people who are famous and have been famous for long periods of time would probably be good for the sport, especially in the longest middle of a pandemic. You know, how long have we been saying we've been in the middle of this thing? Since like April? How long is the middle?
I was going to say, like, at some point we got to be like, we in the back half.
I'm be honest, man. We're going to be in this thing in 2022.
Oh, there's no question. Yeah, there's no question that's going to happen.
Like, do we just say we're in the middle of it till it's over?
Right.
Almost.
It ain't gonna be over. But the thing is, man, we should have had herd immunity by now.
No.
Immunity, not community.
Have you
I
seen?
said immunity.
Hey,
I thought you said community.
Hey guys, as we're talking about COVID-19, have you seen where like New Zealand had strict laws early on, and then when on what is that on the first, you know, like on New Year's Eve, nobody had masks on. They had mad parties everywhere. Everybody was out. Everybody's safe. And then I saw
herd immunity.
Right, I saw where. Well, it's not even that. What they did was, man, they shut down early enough and staunch enough where it never really caught on, and then just kind of died away in their country. And that's the same that's happening in Australia when they got the Australian Open over there. You know, they quarantined the players, but like the fans have been so locked down for so long that they have fans coming into the stadium. Now these players are quarantined for a couple weeks, and what you get is a real live sporting event where the fans don't have COVID and neither do the players. Here's a crazy question. How do you think they can get that done, and what's the reason that America can't just comply so we can be done with this thing?
Because we're selfish.
Because we're Americans, man. We feel like it's our right. It's my right not to do this.
It's my right to breathe the air I want to breathe. I want to raw dog the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, raw dog.
Unfiltered. Uncensored.
I have is how's it that California been shut down pretty much since the beginning and they still got issues?
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe because more people.
But they've been shut down to the outside.
Yeah, but they're not going around nobody. They ain't going to restaurants. Everything closed. They're in the house.
But I'm saying people are still coming and going.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. Because in a lot of these places where the cases are low or zero, they do have strict policies. So if anyone comes from out of state or whatever, out of area,
But
you
also,
have to quarantine and you have to have a negative test.
Also, they did too. They paid the people like $3,000 a month to stay home.
Canada's still paying their people.
Only in America.
Right. Like, I mean, you know, we have to go to work. People have to go to work, and a lot of people lost their jobs, and so then they picked up other jobs. And so then that led to working multiple jobs. So that led to additional exposure. That's just how it is.
But real quick, man, shout out to K Sincere, man. Get well soon, my brother.
Yeah, man, for sure, man, for sure. Shout out to the Health Connection.
He down with the 19.
The Health Connection,
but,
man.
Get fighting through.
Get better for sure. Hey, so, man, I had a question for you guys. I'll tell you what, I think we might just shut it down. Man, this has been a great show. Great show. I'm glad we did it.
So good to see you guys.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Shout out to Mbaku for helping me pull off Australia Day. And D-Lo, who's not here tonight.
And they didn't even show up.
I know, didn't we?
Hey, so no, I'm talking about you didn't show up to the Born Day, Sally. Jesus.
We never saw you.
You didn't turn. I saw you. I saw you like blank thing there, but I didn't never see your face, man.
No, my face was on
there. And real quick, man, I'm saying on here, and then I'm putting it on my social media. Actually, probably tomorrow. But man, I appreciate all the people and the efforts that you two and D-Lo put on, and all the people that came. Man, I tell you what, Moose's Born Day was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then shout out to the original heavy hitters where all our born days were in in January. So shout out obviously to Jeezy. Fru's born day was in January, about a week before Moose's, and then Cousin Rob's born day was in January as well, man. So the original heavy hitters, all had born days in January. We're not all Aquariuses though. Like 3 of us are Aquariuses, and one of us is something else. But hey, man, that's how it goes, man. So shout out to Fru, Cousin Rob, obviously LGZ and Baku, who's the founder, and then myself, which is weird, but it's Moose, aka Bakehouse, man. There we go. All right, guys, you got any kind or last words, man?
No, man, be safe, man, and see you next week.
Yeah, hey, man, I tell you what, man, it's going to snow, it's going to be cold, so bundle up, put your hat on, put your gloves on, get you some glove warmers, man, boots and all that. Hey, man, this is Moose, aka Big House, Heavy Radio Show. Remember, we are where you are.
So get comfortable.
And come on in. Your mouth.
No, I'm not saying that.
Peace.
That's ridiculous. I mean, great show, guys.
And I heard y'all, man. Take my punk ass to
Bye.
Look. I couldn't get up there in time to. I stopped the recording. I stopped the recording there, so like at the very end of the show, it's gonna be on there on the podcast.